What if there was a place inside the Catholic faith, not just a prayer, but an actual dwelling place for your soul?
A place where you could go when you don't know where else to turn, when the direction is gone, when everything feels uncertain and you can't find solid ground. De Montfort found it, and he spent his entire life trying to get every Catholic to live there. Let me describe the feeling I think brought you here. It's not crisis, it's not dramatic, it's quieter than that. It's the feeling of not knowing which way to turn, of making decisions and not knowing if they're right, of waking up and not feeling anchored to anything, not God, not your vocation, not your purpose, of praying and getting no clear answer, just more silence, more questions, more fog.
Scott Hahn says this is one of the most common experiences in the Catholic spiritual life. Not doubt,
but directionlessness, the soul that is willing but doesn't know which way to walk.
Stay with me, because what de Montfort discovered about Mary as a dwelling place directly answers that lostness.
In true devotion to Mary, Louis de Montfort wrote something that stopped me when I first read it. He said, "To go to Jesus, go through Mary, not around her, not to her occasionally, through her, as a permanent dwelling place for your soul." He called it total consecration, and here is what it actually means. You give Mary everything: your prayers, your merits, your sufferings, your joys, your spiritual life, all of it placed in her hands to be purified and offered to Jesus through her. When your prayer goes through her, it arrives without the noise of your ego, your doubt, your distraction. It arrives as she would offer it. And in return, she gives you her own relationship with Jesus, her faith, her purity, her perfect yes. De Montfort said this is the shortest, fastest, surest road to becoming holy.
The Church is careful to say something important here. Total consecration is not Mariolatry. It is not replacing God with Mary. It is not worshiping her. The Church is absolutely clear. Mary is a creature. She is not divine. She is the highest, holiest, most perfectly graced creature who has ever lived. But she is a creature. Through the slow, patient work of drawing you closer to the one she loves most. What consecration to her does is this: it places you under her maternal care so that she can form you into the image of her Son, the way a mother forms a child. Not through commands, through presence, through love. Here is the part of total consecration that answers the directionlessness directly.
De Montfort wrote that when you consecrate yourself to Mary, you no longer need to know the way, because she does. She is perfectly attuned to the will of God. She never moves outside it. When you place yourself under her care, she carries you in the direction of her Son, even when you can't see the path, even when you feel lost, even when every decision feels like fog. He used the image of a child in the arms of its mother. The child does not navigate. The child does not know the road. The child simply rests and trusts and is carried. And de Montfort says this is not spiritual immaturity. This is the highest act of faith. To stop relying on your own spiritual clarity and to entrust your direction entirely to the one who is always moving toward Jesus.
Hahn echoes this. Mary's entire identity is defined by her relationship to Christ. To be in her is to be moving toward him. So what does this actually look like today? You don't need to do a 33-day preparation right now, though that is the fullness of what de Montfort intended, and I would encourage you to do it. Today, you can begin with 3 things.
Today, you can begin with 3 things. First, make an act of entrustment. Say this right now if you're willing. Mary, I give you my spiritual life. My prayers, my decisions, my direction. Take them. Carry them to your Son. I trust you. Second, bring every decision to her. Before you choose, say, Mary, what would you do here? Not because she will audibly answer, but because it orients your soul toward her will, which is always aligned with his. Third, pray the Magnificat. Luke 1:46-55. Mary's own words about what God does for those who trust him. It is the prayer of a soul that has given everything to God and found more than it gave. Let me pray with you before we close. Mary, we come to you lost, without direction, unsure of the next step. We place our spiritual lives in your hands today, not because we are strong enough to find the way ourselves, but because you always know where Jesus is. Carry us there. Form us along the way, and when we are too tired to look for the path, just hold us. We trust you. Amen.
Next week, the Mass. Not as a ritual, as a battle. What is actually happening spiritually every time you walk through those doors? Subscribe so you don't miss it.